أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي رب زدني علما. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, brothers and sisters. I hope you're doing well, inshallah. Welcome to this session on overcoming procrastination. As all of you must be aware that most students are taking a break until next semester officially begins. So we thought it is a good time to talk about how you can, inshallah, tackle and overcome procrastination, which you may be anticipating in the semester to come. And maybe this would be a good reminder for the brothers and sisters who haven't yet enrolled and are waiting to be enrolled in order to, inshallah, set their study schedule ahead. So, Bismillah, without further ado, I will be presenting a few tips for how you can, inshallah, overcome and manage and cope with procrastination. So, the first suggestion that I have for you, brothers and sisters, in terms of dealing with procrastination is being reflective, self reflective, and reminding yourself of your intention to be on this journey. A lot of us may be here for getting a degree, some of us may be here to learn more about Islam, some of us may be here to inshallah go on to become good community members and responsible members of the ummah, inshallah. So this is a good time to sit down, reevaluate your reason for studying at IOU, reevaluate your goal and your intention of setting on this path. And because the Prophet ﷺ said, actions are according to intentions, and everyone will get what was intended. I personally think one of the best ways to defeat procrastination is to harness and remind yourself of what your actual intention was to be here in the first place. Because sometimes when we're set on this journey, we're busy studying, we're busy getting done with our modules, we lose track of what our purpose and our goal is, subhanallah. So as human beings, we need reminders to continue benefiting us. So it would be a helpful practice if you can maybe take a moment every day before you start your studies and remind yourself and renew your intention in terms of why you may be here. And now that we're on a break until next semester begins from 1st of September, inshallah, this is also a very, very good time to redefine your priorities and think about all the goals and outcomes that you want to achieve upon completion of your program, bi'idhnillah. Next, in terms of how you can tackle procrastination, is being creating and curating an intentional environment. A lot of us, subhanallah, we don't really have a routine, a structure in our study system. And I know that since most of us are studying virtually, it gets even harder, right? Because back in traditional universities, you're required to attend and be in person. And so it's easier to have that structure, that discipline around your studies. But when it comes to online studies, you need a lot of self motivation. And the only way to get that is by creating a disciplined routine, a disciplined study routine. So, this is a good time to start examining your surroundings, taking a note of your schedule. How is your work schedule like? So, since we're transitioning from summer to fall now, this is a good time to see how your schedule will look like in September. So maybe keeping a track of, what are your quiet moments in the day, identifying hours of the day where you feel most productive and most alert, and also have the least distractions at. right? So some of us, mashallah, who are parents, it's a time when we are getting our children ready back to school, right? So this is a good time to sit and identify what your schedule will look like, inshallah, in this semester, and how you can organize your studies better. This is also a good time to start physically setting up your good study space, making sure you have your notes, making sure you have your pens and stationery ready, making sure you have a designated study spot, maybe like purchasing a study desk. It could be purchasing necessary stationery and things like that, inshallah. So keeping a track of that as well, and planning ahead. Finally, making sure that you start eliminating distractions within and around you. So this means, as we're taking a break now, it means identifying unproductive and unhelpful behavioral patterns that may be impeding our study performance. So this is a good time to start identifying what those are. Maybe you've noticed that your screen time is too high. Maybe you've noticed that you get very easily distracted with noise. Maybe you notice that you don't have a routine, a study routine, right? So identifying what those limitations are, and inshallah, getting yourself ready to tackle them, bi'idhnillah. And finally, one last tip that I have for tonight, brothers and sisters, is harnessing your low energy and high energy periods. This means honoring and identifying what those low energy periods are and what you can do in that, and as well as identifying your high energy periods and knowing what to do in that. So every day, as we wake up until we go to bed, we have moments where our productivity is at an all-time high versus moments where it's an all-time low, right? So maybe this is a good time for you to start thinking about what your high energy moments are and what your low energy moments are. So maybe, for example, some of us find ourselves most productive and most alert in the early hours of the morning. Let's say it could be after Fajr, maybe after you drop your kids to school, maybe it's after breakfast, right? So some of us are early risers, mashallah. So utilizing that high energy period and dedicating that high energy period for getting your module done, right? And likewise, some of us, because we may be working or we may be going to another school, right? It is hard to utilize those morning hours. So identifying any nighttime routine, maybe example, watching your modules, let's say before you pray Isha or before you go to bed, right? So identifying what those high energy periods are and utilizing that for your studies. And then in terms of low energy periods, using those periods to unwind, rest, and relax. A lot of us, subhanAllah, we do vice versa. We dedicate low energy periods for studying, and maybe we end up doing something else in our high energy periods, right? So make sure you're honoring those periods well, inshallah. And another helpful tip that works well for a lot of students at IOU is dedicating 45 minutes for focus sessions. So this means that an average human attention span is, by the way, very, very short. So making sure that in order to not get distracted and fall off the grind, it would be helpful for you to maybe set up like a 45-minute timer on your phone, and maybe trying to get your module done within that time slot, and then dedicating 15 minutes to maybe resting and taking a break. Typically, a module is about 1 hour long, right? So what I also recommend is, in case your module is a little longer, then you can take a break. You can maybe complete your module, complete whatever you can in 30 minutes, take a 10-minute break, and come back again. So this helps you, inshallah, stay alert and benefit from your modules. But if you know that you're someone who might get, again, easily distracted and just end up procrastinating and never come back from a break, it's better to maybe get done with your module and then dedicate another time to maybe resting, unwinding, taking a break, walking outside, um, inshallah. So these were some tips that I had for you, brothers and sisters. But in any case, if you have any questions, any more concerns, if you're still struggling with planning out your study routine or need help planning your study routine, you're welcome to drop me an email at student.counselor@iou.edu.gm. And inshallah, I would be honored to be of any service to you, inshallah. So, with that, we can take any questions that you may have, brothers and sisters. So, please feel free to drop them in the chat, and I will be happy to answer them, inshallah. Okay, so I think we have a question here. I find it difficult to follow long audio or video modules. What would you advise? So that's a very good question. I definitely agree that it's harder to focus and pay attention on longer audios and videos. What I would suggest is for you to consider breaking them down. So typically, the modules are divided into maybe part A, part B, part C, right? Each module may be divided like that. So what I would suggest is maybe watch part A, take a 2-minute break, right? After you're done with part A, maybe set a timer on your phone and do a good deep breathing exercise, maybe stretch a little, and then move on to part B. And after you get done, maybe take another 2-minute break, do some stretching, and then come back to part C. So what this allows is, inshallah, it allows you to be more alert, and b it also allows you to maintain consistency, because again, once we start taking longer breaks, it's harder to come back on track. So maybe setting a timer on your phone, an alarm, would probably, inshallah, help you stay more focused, inshallah. I want to join IOU and bachelor's degree, but I'm stuck in registration. You're welcome to contact the help desk, inshallah. We will, you can write to them at helpdesk@iou.edu.gm. We can also put that up in the chat. If you have any questions about registration, any procedure, any help, inshallah, you can get in touch with them. All right, so I think we'll wait another minute, inshallah, if anyone has any more questions, or we will then end the session. Okay, so it looks like we don't have any more questions. So inshallah, we will end this session here. Jazakumullahu khairan kathira, brothers and sisters, for tuning in. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this study period beneficial for you, inshallah, and hoping and praying that you have a wonderful and a smooth study period ahead, inshallah. Take care, brothers and sisters. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.